Well, premium subscribers, tomorrow is Thanksgiving 2018, and it's been a couple of weeks, a couple of hard weeks. That's why you haven't gotten any videos from me, except for the one where I was posting about the drawing. And I sent that, of course, out to everybody so that a lot more people could get in on it, maybe join our subscriber service. And tonight we're going to have that drawing. I'm going to do the drawing video right after this one so that I can send it to everybody. I want everybody to see our drawing videos. And so it's been a couple of hard weeks. You know, I got back from the trip that we were on in California and had a lot of stuff to do. Immediately had to do some video work, and just recently we did another video production with a band that I can't tell you about. I sort of teased that recently, but I will tell you a little bit more about that on the next video. So I've already got permission to tell you a little more about that. And there's been a lot of stuff going on. You know, in fact, I'm working on a new project with Jacob, the same guy that bought J Fats, and I'm excited. I'm gonna tell you about that because it's well on its way, and we're making a new character for him, and it's a pirate. So Jacob is going to have us build a pirate for him, and we're well on our way of doing that. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to get you caught up on that. Of course, I still have to finish the Deadpool stuff. I want you to see how Deadpool finally came out because, gosh, I mean, I needed to have a happy ending. How are we going to have a happy ending when I'm being beat up by a client and I'm going to have to start fighting back? Well, you'll see what I did. And no, we never kissed and made up. But I made sure that Creative Engineering, Aaron Fector, and your ending is going to be happy. So we'll continue with that. I'll get back to that Deadpool video later. But tonight what I want to do is just kind of give you a break from the Deadpool thing and catch you up to date on something recently that happened. Of course, y'all probably already know that Jacob, the Carpetbagger, came to Creative Engineering and did a video there. He just released it yesterday. And I really was very happy with that video. So I'm happy that Jacob is able to get there and see my warehouse before I sell it, before it's gone. You know, I don't know when that's going to happen. I know that there's a lot of speculation as to when I'm going to sell my warehouse and move, but I don't know. I'm going to have to get an offer that I will accept. Now, I did get an offer that I thought was good, and I accepted it. But then when they gave me the paperwork, it was not good. So there was something in the paperwork that wasn't in the verbal agreement. And so I told them to take a hike. Meanwhile, what they were going to do is they were going to tear down my building, and they were going to build an 18-story dormitory for students, because there's a lot of colleges and educational institutions that are springing up around creative engineering right now. So they need some rooms for students, and that's what they were going to do there. If you hear a panting in the background, that's the panting of my dog Athena. Athena, of course, y'all already know, was diagnosed with serious heart disease, and the veterinarian thought that was what would, she just tripped over the lights, thought that was what was causing her extreme sickness, the illness that I brought her into the vet for. And but I have an alternate opinion on that now. So I believe the first vet was wrong about the dire straits that Athena was in, and the veterinarian only gave us 6 months for her to live, which of course upset me greatly, and we've been working on that a lot, and that's another reason that I haven't put out a lot of videos. She has to have constant attention, a lot of medication, and so does Tandy. I'm checking Tandy's blood now every 2 hours because her blood has been going extremely high, her blood sugar. So I'm trying to watch that very closely. Meanwhile, Athena's appetite has come back, but only for good food. I have to cook Athena tilapia over rice with broccoli on the side, and maybe a crescent roll or a Hawaiian sweet roll. Otherwise, she's not happy with them. I'm feeding her, and she's losing a lot of weight. So I'm spoiling her rotten. Now, I don't want you guys to go out and talk to other people about this. Okay, this is for you. You're my behind-the-scenes subscribers. There's a couple hundred of you now. And, you know, of course I can't stop you from talking, and I can't regulate, you know, anything that you want to say. But I would appreciate it if you didn't go out and tell stories that I tell you out there in the world. Let them buy their subscription if they want to know more about the behind-the-scenes stuff. Let them do that. Don't go out and report. I'm not telling you stuff so that you can be a reporter and go out and tell everybody who I'm not telling. Okay? So if you will, Anytime people want to know stuff that they could easily learn just by being a subscriber of my behind the scenes video series, do like Victoria did and tell them you need to get the subscription. Thank you, Victoria. That was very nice of you. So I appreciate that. And definitely don't be telling people that my dog is dying. You know, I know that you apologized for that, the person that did that, but it's not necessarily true. Remember, we have to try and save her. So that means we don't believe she's dying. We believe that we can save her. And we have to have everybody believe that. I don't want anybody believing anything else, because we're going to affect the cosmos, the universe, and God will answer our prayers. Now, speaking of God and prayers, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. A lot of people think Thanksgiving is where we give thanks to the Indians for teaching the Pilgrims how to cook corn. Okay, that's not true. Okay, so it's something that we do tomorrow. We thank God for the blessings of our lives, for bringing us through our own challenges, and to ask God to bring us through our next challenges, like the one I have with Athena, or maybe the one I have with the building. Help me through it. But let me tell you one of the challenges that God did bring me through. At the beginning of 2017, I made a public declaration that that was going to be the year that we were going to make creative engineering great again. And I just finished doing the tax reports. That was another thing I had to do that was so time-consuming and kept me away from you, was I had to get all my numbers together. I only do bookkeeping once a year, and I do it 6 months late. I get an extension on my taxes. I do my bookkeeping 6 months late. So I just did my bookkeeping last week for 2017. I turned it into my accountant, and he told me that I have made my first profit since 1983. In 2017. We are making creative engineering great again, you and I. And I turned my first profit. And he told me, congratulations for turning creative engineering around. In fact, it's kind of amazing the percentage profit that you made. And it's just a remarkable turnaround. And we do give thanks for that. And he says, but of course, you know, I don't really call it a turnaround, because that's just 1 year. I mean, 2018, I could lose money again. So I'm working really hard. I'm going to try not to lose money. Well, it's practically over now. And I think we did have a pretty good year in 2018. But I won't know until I finally do my bookkeeping for 2018, which, if it's the same as last year, won't be for another 6 months. So we'll see. But a turnaround means year after year we begin to make profit again. And that's what we have to do. Because when we're making profit, we're keeping creative engineering alive, we're keeping the Rock-afire explosion alive. And let me tell you, it's just in time. Because I ran creative engineering. The way I was able to lose money for so many years without going out of business is because I saved money. In between 1980 and 1983, I saved money for the hard times that I knew were ahead, that I knew were coming. And that's what I've been living on. That's what we've been supporting creative engineering on, besides the few sales that we have had. But through good economic management, good financial controls and management, doing things like driving old cars that are paid for, driving old RVs that are paid for, doing a lot of the work myself, doing as much as I can myself, getting as much help as possible from you guys, where you did things for me for free. I had a lot of help from my fans. So I want to thank you for that. Meanwhile, let me tell you what we're presenting tonight, is I'm trying to capture all of the show tapes on digital storage, digital meaning computers, because I still have an awful lot of show tapes that have never been captured. I couldn't play some show tapes for you to save my life right now. And I want to try to get them all stored and saved to PCs before they're gone. So I started that process, and really I had to kick it off because my storage system, the ADAT, the hard drive ADAT system, started failing and showing errors. And when that fails, I'm going to have to go back to reel tapes and recapture those again. So I did start recapturing those, and what you're going to see first is my effort to do that. The first thing I needed to do was to set up an editor, an actual audio editor with 4 tracks, and with a 4-track sound card. And the first thing you have to do is test the inputs of the sound card to make sure they work. And to test the inputs of the sound card, you need a test audio signal. And so we used to have a system, a little audio test signal generator that we used in our studio back in the early 80s. And when we needed it back then, and there was nothing available commercially, I told Rick just to build me one. And I said, look, you could build a test generator out of a AAP24 tone module that we use to program the characters with. And I explained how to do that. And well, he went right to it. So the first thing you're going to see is that tone generator being pulled back out of mothballs, and I restored it so that I could use it in this capture project. So let's take a look at that video. Here's a little creative engineering test device that Rick Bailey actually invented and built back in the mid 80s, maybe the early 80s, and he put on here creative InJarNeering, okay, because he built it in a jar, and it's got a tone module like the kind we used to use to create tones, a switch, and it's got an output RCA output jack and an internally built battery in there. So and we always use this as a signal generator, like I'm dirty from taking apart the battery, a signal generator that would allow us to easily see if we have an audio circuit properly connected. We could just hook it right to this, and it was very convenient. We never had anything more convenient than this. So I need to use it today, so I'm going to try replacing the battery. Okay, the battery's in bad shape. The workmanship wasn't really very good on this because Rick wasn't an electronic engineer or an electrician. I just told him he had to build it because that's what we do at Creative InJarNeering, and he did. That's what he came up with. And look, he connected wires to the top of the battery rather than where they connect to over there. Just all kinds of funny stuff that only a guy who's never built a circuit would do. But he built this, and it's still important to me, and it might be the oldest piece of audio test gear that we've got. Now I'll try to get this battery off and put a new one on and hopefully see if it still works. Okay, good news. I got a clean break from the battery to the battery connector. What I'm hoping is I can just put a new battery on there and it'll work. Okay, the new battery is on there. Let's just try gently putting it back in the jar. Okay, we just need to tighten this and test it. Okay, so first let's hook up an RCA wire to the jar. And this is a good place I know I can test sound. Unplug one of these audio channels and plug this in there. Oh, careful. Alright. There we go. And now, Creative InJarNeering, do your work. Yes. Haha. After all these years, it still works, Rick. A signal generator. A little portable battery-operated signal generator. Have they invented those since you did this? And look, I can use it to test the channels of my computerized editor. So I just plug it into my Maya card from the output of the InJarNeering tone generator, turn it on, and watch it come up. There it is. Ta-da! So now I can easily test each input. Okay, this is where I have a lot of my old show tapes stored. It's my ADAT system. I haven't moved them from here to digital files yet. These are actually digital files, but it's an old technology that has actual hard drives in there that they're being stored on in a proprietary format. So it's not something I can easily copy. You know, it's something you're pretty much stuck with this machine to read. So I need to dump them. And I also got an error here the other night that it came back from the error. So I decided I better not wait another minute. I'm going to dump them. So I've set up a computer here that I'm going to capture with. And I've worked on this a little bit. I'm not going into the details, but I have decided upon Mixcraft for my audio capture program. And I've set it up to capture 4 channels and to output 4 channels. I'm still working on the exact format of that, of the mixer. But I'm about to transfer the data, all these songs that I have over here to over here, and maybe I'll capture a few seconds of each song as I capture it. I mean, videotape a few seconds of each song as I capture it. You understand, Tandy? You got it? You may have noticed that I am using the Rick Bailey Creative InJarNeering invention that allows me just to have a little handheld device that sends a signal into a standard RCA connector so that I can plug it right into any of the tracks of the computer, the input tracks 1, 2, 3, and 4, and see it come up on the mixer. So for example, let's plug this into 1. Okay, there, and there's the signal. All right, on 1. Okay, showing you what happens. Let's plug it into number 2. Oops, right there. All right, and see, now it's on number 2, and so forth. 3, just to show you we are in quadraphonic. There's 3 there. Hard to do this with one hand, especially my arthritic hand. Okay, so there, now it's in 3, 1, 2, 3, and look, there's the signal, right? So the tracks will be going into 1, 2, 3, 4 just by plugging them into here. We've proven that with the Creative InJarNeering signal generator. And of course, one other, remember to turn it off because it runs on a little battery inside. Thank you, Rick Bailey. All right, I'm in the compressor room, and I'm going to show you what the compressor sounds like starting up. Okay, it's dark in here, I know. There's a light. Does that switch work? No, of course not. Okay. It's creepy in here. Really creepy. That thing could fire off at any time. And it's not working well. It's acting like it's having trouble getting up to speed. Maybe a capacitor is bad. It started me up. See how much trouble it has getting all full speed. I'm getting out of here. This is creepy. Really creepy. Look, someone broke in the other side of this room. Left this door wide open. Probably didn't find much, did they? Creepy. Yeah, that was a creepy night. It was dark out there. Somebody had broken into the compressor room. The compressor was acting like something was wrong with it. Tim even wondered if there had been sabotage. But no, I just think that sometimes things don't work at Creative InJarNeering, and sometimes we discover people have been breaking into our compressor room thinking they might gain access to our building, which they can't. So anyway, let's switch gears now. I'm going to show you a sweet little family that came in for a tour. I just happened to pull out my iPhone and catch a few seconds of, because the boy brought with him one of his little inventions that I thought was kind of cute. So let's take a look at that now.
We're going to start Mitzi.
Yeah, we're going to start Mitzi. So basically, if you squeeze the back of his head, it does this weird little mad face thing. And it took a long time for us to make.
That is really something. It's mechanical and artistic, and that is really so cool. Look at that. Now it looks like a cross between Billy Bob and Tandy, because I see the teeth. It's got a lot of teeth.
Yeah.
Actually, who would you say that is?
I guess I really don't know.
But he's cool. You know, if Billy Bob used to look like that before he ate too many Sapoy truffles.
Oh, I love it.
You know what song I'm referring to when I say that? You'll have to have them all removed after Sapoy a truffle. That's the Beatles.
Oh, he
Talking
loves the
teeth.
Beatles.
Oh, well, we're going to have a Beatle night then tonight.
Yeah,
we're definitely
and the
gonna
monkeys. And
But that is so wonderful. Can I see the mechanism? How do you do that? Because one pull is operating everything, huh?
It's like you just squeeze the back of its head, and there's like mechanical parts inside of it that makes the eyes and the mouth just move.
Nice. Who invented it?
we used a leftover, like one of the old stuffed animals, because he wanted a Billy Bob so bad, but there was none to get, so he made it out of the stuffed animals. He made his clothes.
Cool.
His little guitar.
Very nice. Well, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go into the showroom, and I'll show you the Rock-afire explosion that caused all of this this damage that occurred into society today. Yes, indeed, the Rock-afire explosion. The animated characters that messed up Nolan Bushnell's life.
Oh my god!
And look, we glammed up Mitzi here quite a bit.
Oh my gosh, she's got glitter for
Yeah,
me.
she has glitter because she went to an EDM.
Oh!
And
of course.
and Beach Bear went with her because, you know, and he had to do his hair up for that, you know. And there's another one tonight, so they have to stay ready for that.
I love this. Corbin, look at the little Billy Bob.
See, this one's really nice, and he's alert, and he's been a good boy. And this one, I think, has been hitting the bottle. And there's something in this black bag that nobody gets to see until I straighten out a big problem in my life.
Gosh.
It's going to sit right there until I straighten it out. And some of you out there know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the last thing I have for you today is I wanted you to see what it was like the first few moments of this exciting event that just recently happened that really made me feel like creative engineering is on its way up again. Athena, who do we have here today? And I'm not talking about Tandy. I'm talking about Jacob, the CarpetBagger,
Hey.
creative engineering. What do you think of that? Oh, all she cares about is whether you have any cookies.
I'm out of cookies.
Well, Jacob, welcome to Creative Engineering, and thank you for coming today. And I'm going to give you the standard tour. I'm not going to do anything special for you, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Unless you want it.
Oh, that'd be good.
But actually, everybody gets something special. I just don't know what it is until we get there.
Awesome, we'll find out.
Something crazy happens. Something different, something crazy happens for every tour. So here we go.
Over the sea, I remember the night when we walked in the sand of the Waikiki, and I held you oh so tight. Play it, boy.
Thank you, Jacob, the CarpetBagger. And we'll be seeing more of Jacob, I'm sure. Jacob and I are going to become friends because we have a lot in common, and we can help each other with our businesses. So we're going to continue to talk with each other and maybe visit again someday. Meanwhile, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Thank you so much for helping me through 2017, through 2018, and we're now going to go through 2019 together. Okay, so we have a couple of hundred subscribers. We need to double that in 2019 to make it a successful year. How are we going to get to 400 subscribers by the year 2020? We'll see.